The Kakadu plum and the narrow-leaf paperbark or tea tree are two species of flora endemic to native Australian bushland. Both these plants hold significant cultural importance to the Aboriginal people and have been a source of medicine and food for thousands of years. Recently, both these plants have entered into the health and medicinal commercialised industries, but unfortunately there has been limited recognition of the Aboriginal practices surrounding the management and use of these plants. So why is Aboriginal and traditional custodian knowledge about native flora crucial in order to sustainably and ethically bioharvest these plants for their medicinal purposes? Located throughout the tropical woodlands of the Kimberley and Arnhem Land areas of northern Australia, the Kakadu plum is a small green fruit produced seasonally and often compared to the English gooseberry. The Kakadu plum has the highest recorded amount of vitamin C of any fruit on earth. The traditional owners of the Kakadu plum are the Aboriginals of the Arnhem Land area and the Bardi people of northwestern Australia. The plum is prepared for medicinal use by being pounded into a paste which is directly applied to the wound. The bark from the tree is also used by soaking it in water or roasting it before applying it to the skin. The sap is also used to heal throat infections by sucking on it. In modern day medicine, extensive research on the properties of the Kakadu plum has seen it being used for a variety of different health and medicinal purposes across the world. Research has also indicated that the properties of the Kakadu plum could potentially be used as a preventative measure for Alzheimer's disease as well as cancer. Commercial use of the Kakadu plum requires that the fruit is dried and then ground into a fine powder before being frozen and exported for further refinement. The Kakadu plum contains the active ingredient of gallic acid, which is a compound found in everyday fruits and known globally for its health benefits. Preliminary results also indicate that gallic acid has anti-cancer properties which prevent the mutation of cells before they can turn into cancerous tumours. Tea tree is indigenous to the coastline of northern New South Wales and has been introduced for commercial growing to northern Queensland on the Atherton tableland. It grows in subtropical temperatures along the waterlines of swamps or streams where water is plentiful and can grow up to 7 metres in height. The tree can be identified by its flimsy paper-like bark and its white bottle brush-like flowers. The Bundjalung people use the plant for its healing properties to treat an array of ailments such as infections and wounds. The leaves are crushed to form a paste before being applied to the wound. Oil vapours from the crushed leaves are also used to treat sore throats and coughs by brewing the leaves into tea. Commercially, the tea tree plant is used for medicinal treatment as well as household cleaners. Commercialised tea tree production extracts the oil from the leaves through the process of steam distillation. After the oil has been removed, it is separated from the water and extracted for further filtration processes. The dried out leaves are disposed of as natural fertiliser on the tea tree orchards. The active ingredient of tea tree oil, terpenin 4-ol, has natural chemical abilities to kill pathogens. Tea tree oil success results from its ability to interact with the immune system. The terpenin 4-ol molecule triggers the immune system to release more macrophages in order to fight off disease faster than the pathogens can cause symptoms. It has also been found to have anti-carcinogenic properties. As modern medicinal research has expanded rapidly and the value of indigenous plants has been identified, various ethical issues have arisen. The bioharvesting of these plants on a commercial scale from country to place requires consideration of the environmental and cultural impacts on both land and people. The production of tea tree oil is dependent on fossil fuels to extract the oil from the leaves, leaving a carbon footprint. In addition, the value of the Kakadu plum has increased with the recent demands from supermarket giants Coles and Woolworths. The potential for overharvest has arisen, and when deciding on how to best preserve threatened or rare species, the law prioritises the gathering of scientific data over the knowledge, views, or interests of the Aboriginal communities. This can have devastating effects on the ecosystem. Traditional owners also encounter ethical issues surrounding national agricultural laws. Current laws state that once Aboriginal knowledge on a plant has been published, they no longer can control the use of this knowledge. In 2011, the American pharmaceutical company Mary Kay filed for rights to patent extracts of the Kakadu plum for use in a new line of skincare products. This caused an uprising from the traditional owners, as it meant that the medicinal use of the plum by the Aboriginal people would be restricted. The patent was rejected and ultimately withdrawn, but it highlighted the ethical issues surrounding the ownership of these plants and the lack of consultation with the Indigenous community, which threatened significant damage to their culture. In order to manage the intersection of cultural and commercial use of plants, such as the kakadu plum and tea tree, it is crucial to consider traditional custodian knowledge about native flora. This knowledge is vital to manage and preserve rare plants and prevent them from being unsustainably exploited by commercialised industries. It is critical that Indigenous people are consulted in order to minimise the impact on the local ecosystems and to eliminate the mistreatment of traditional Indigenous knowledge and culture.